Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Lincoln Aviator Grand Touring. And big news, this Aviator Grand Touring is available for sale for the time being. So if you're interested, I'll include a link to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln in Provo's website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for John Jenks. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money, the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering the Aviator Grand Touring is a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission and a hybrid system. Now, Ford describes the transmission as an MOD hybrid transmission. Regardless, this puts out 494 horsepower and then 630 pound-feet of torque. Now, in terms of the hybrid ratings, the MPGe rating is 56. You can get 23 miles per gallon without any hybrid assist whatsoever, 21 miles of full electric driving range, and the battery size is 13.6 kilowatt hours. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see really distinctive lines there. I think those look fantastic. And then coming down below, here are the LED lights. You guys can see the daytime running light as well. Turn signal indicator is actually just down below. And then this does come with fog lights, as well as parking sensors that are here on the front end. And then look at the chrome trim here with the grille. And then you can see with the Lincoln logo, we've got some blue to signify this is a hybrid. And putting it all together, it looks just like every other Aviator, which I think is great because the Aviator styling is fantastic. Coming on the side here, tire wheel setup is 275, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here with the wheels, you got the metallic gray and then you got the silver there on the top, and it just kind of flows. Now you notice we've got this body painted fender flare here. Aviator again in blue to signify this is a hybrid, and this is the little charging port because again, plug-in hybrid life. And then here's a full side view of the Aviator. You guys can see the chrome trim around the windows, and then notice like the black trim throughout, like on the side, the mirror caps and all that. It flows really well. Now taking a look at the key fob here, you guys can see we've got our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch, as well as the Lincoln logo there on the back. But if we press this a couple times, it'll pop it open. Now popping into the back of the Aviator, first off, you can see we've got pretty good storage space underneath. And behind the third row, I mean, it's pretty expected for the segment in terms of the storage space. Now you guys can see here, we can actually raise and lower the seats for the third row. So if I press this button, for example, that will lower both of them down right at the same time. And with the third row down, you can see there's quite a bit of storage space here in the rear. When you're all done, just press this button right here and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now you notice the Lincoln logo here, and we've got the cool light bar here on the back as well. And then we've got more parking sensors here at the bottom, and we still have the aggressive looking exhaust tips here, as well as parking sensors on the bottom. Finishing things up, I definitely love the flow of the Aviator. Again, I think it's a very beautiful looking SUV. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see here with the sunshades, and then look at the leather trim. I love the brown. I think that looks fantastic. Got our window controls, speakers here for the sound system. Look how cool those look. And then that's just the electronic door popper release. And then here's the seat itself. You guys can see perforated all down the center portion, and then you got your little adjustments there on the side. So legroom here in the back section really solid. You guys can see we've got a little pocket right there. And then popping over here, we got some vents below this little screen right here. It's kind of like a secondary infotainment screen. So first off, we've got heated and ventilated seats here for the second row. And you can see we can control the climate. You can even control the audio and even the air quality. That's pretty cool that it'll show you what the cabin air quality is. But anyways, it's got some charging port action down below. And then headroom back here is also really good. Now, just as expected, most crossovers in this segment don't have the best third row space. This is no different. And something else to note is it's all like plastic back here, but we do have some vent action here in the third row. And I will say the seats back here look very nice. So they did a pretty good job with the overall seat styling. And then headroom back here is actually really good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel here, I love, again, the trim here at the top and then down below with all of the brown. We've got all of our seat adjustments here, and then you guys can see the memory seat function, all of our window controls, the mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in, and again, the electronic door popper with more really cool looking speakers for the sound system. And then we do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. Notice perforated all down the center portion, and you can see all of the different adjustment points. It's pretty crazy. And then we've got our light control here. Look how nice that looks. And then the hatch release and then the gas cap release. And then you can see again with a nice leather trim here. And then look at the wood trim as well. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel itself, you guys can see we've got nice leather trim all around. I love how the voice command controls here at the top, but even the airbag cover looks really premium. Anyways, we've got controls here for, like, you know, the phone controls. We've got some controls for the center stack. You guys can see we've also got our volume controls here, cruise control, which if you actually press the cruise control button, you can see these other controls now pop up. That's what happens there. If you don't have cruise control selected, everything is dark. And then we do have paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel as well. Now here is the center gauge cluster, and it shows you some important information. The most important, right, is going to be your range. You guys can see the fuel range and then the battery range that we currently have, which I think is pretty cool. And then we can scroll into different menus, so like I can go into the navigation side of things. Again, I'm controlling all of this via the steering wheel. You can do the same thing with music as well. I think you guys get the point. But the next thing is the drive modes. So we've got some pretty normal drive modes here, but then once you go on the other side, conserve and excite. So beautiful, crazy, that stuff. But yeah, it's just interesting, the names with the drive modes. Now we do have a 360 camera system, so if we put it in reverse, the trajectory lines will turn with the steering wheel, and then you got that bird's eye view as well. I can kind of pop through the different viewpoints if I want. And then there is a camera button that I can press that'll also pull up the camera as well, so that's pretty solid. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's got this shortcut bar here at the bottom. As you can see, it does take a second for some of the menus to load up. It is also cold outside, so that might be a reason. But the big thing is going to be seats. Yes, we do have massaging seats here for the front, so you've got all those different features. And then notice we've got the charge setting and then also the ambient lighting as well. I really like the look of the dash here. And again, look at like the recessed wood trim there, if the camera will focus on it, and then the leather trim that goes across. I think they did a really good job with the styling here. And then you can see here, little button for like the parking assist, the camera system, and then that's just shortcut for the safety tech. And then we do have our transmission selector, which is a bunch of buttons here. Down below we do have our analog radio controls, and then you guys can see climate control down below that. Again, heated and cooled seats for the front. And then I do like this trim as well, that kind of goes over everything. Some charging port action, cup holders right here, parking brake with your drive mode select, and then got a pretty spacious center console. Look at the trim here on the top. And then opening up the glove box, you can see also pretty solid, nicely lined with felt. And then you can see the rear view mirror here. We do have a sunglass holder and then a full panoramic sunroof here at the very top. Now there's quite a bit of glare, so it's hard to see, but anyways, Grand Touring Aviator, this is a 301A equipment group, for those of you that are wondering. Base MSRP is almost $70,000. This has quite a few options added to it, like the luxury package, for example, also the illumination package as well. $81,520 is the total MSRP on this one. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, and hopefully you can now see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, then throughout the rest of the rear. And well, we are going to go on an amazing journey here in the Grand Touring. We're going on a grand tour in the Grand Touring. See what I did there? I feel like that was pretty clever. Anyways, initially setting off, we're in full electric mode. And you know what? We're gonna live it out. We're getting full recovery massage. Did I just start my work day? Yes, but you know what? The fact that I have to work means I already need a full recovery. Isn't that how it goes? But anyways, first off, I will say these seats are amazingly comfortable. That's something that Lincoln does a really good job with, is the seats. The suspension's really comfortable too, actually. Like going over that little bump there, it wasn't even noticeable. I hate it when it's like raining this little, where if you have the windshield wipers on automatic, it's gonna just wipe too much. But then if you don't have them on at all, obviously you get a little bit of water in the windshield. It's like the worst amount. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop it into Excite here. So this is obviously our sporty driving mode. And also, by the way, braking does feel a little bit different compared to a regular Aviator. I am noticing that. Oh cool, we can turn here. Oh, that was punchy right off the bat, but let's get our full acceleration here. Ooh, that punch is pretty hard. We'll use the Provo racetrack to see what this would be like from like an actual standstill, but man, that was quick. That was quick for sure, and brakes are really good. I will say stopping power's definitely solid with this. I like the steering too. I like the steering wheel feel as well. The massager is kind of loud. It's like but I think that's how you know you're getting a good one, because it does feel like I'm actually kind of getting a massage to an extent. Some car, you know, massaging seats just don't do all that much, but it feels like this one's doing a decent amount. I guess this will also show us the turning radius. Hey look, it's another Aviator. Hello! Ah, don't have to reverse at all. Almost. Decent turning radius. Better than a pickup truck. It's the last vehicle that I had to turn in that little area. Okay, so we're in Excite. We're going to brake boost it a little bit. Wow, that's quick. Dang. That is very quick. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well, that's what we get with this. Okay, so we're actually gonna pop it. Okay, we got it in conserve. So, let's see, charge settings. Okay, I just want to make sure. People are probably like, what are you doing? Okay, so we're in full electric mode. I want to see how long it goes until the engine turns on. Oh, pretty soon. So you can like, you have to like barely get in the throttle, and that'll keep it in electric mode. But as soon as you get a little bit deeper into the throttle, it definitely, you know, goes with turning the engine right on. So just kind of understand that. But overall, summing things up, I really like this. I'm a big fan of hybrids. If you follow the channel, you know that, because, you know, although hybrids do add quite a bit of complexity, because you're comparing, you know, pairing an electric powertrain with a gas powertrain, but at the same time, I don't know, I really like them. I really like how this drives. It's really quick. Now, would this be a must-have over the regular Aviator? I don't think so. I think the regular Aviator is good enough. However, if you do want the ability to drive on only electric power, then I think that this is going to be the one to go for. And I understand that's a nice luxury to have, right? If you're just going to the grocery store or something like that, somewhere close, then it's nice not having to use any gas. And I know 21 miles is not a massive amount of range, but that's enough range to get to some places. But let me know what you guys think about the Grand Touring. Let me know if you'd get this or if you'd get the regular Aviator.